Good. So visualization, seeing it, hearing it, writing down the who, what, when, where, why, and how, and then summarizing in your own way is a fantastic way to learn something. So you guys could, most of you could write a paper about this right now and certainly take a test. And then once you see it in your mind too, did everyone visualize the farm and all that stuff? Yeah, that's how you learn. So visualization is really, really important, and now you know how to focus and now you know how to visualize. Here's what you learned, the Smart Vision glasses, and you put everything in the box, right? And you can visualize that. But you know what? Everything really starts with a visualization, right? How do people build a house? If you want to visualize a house, here, let's say you want to visualize that house. It starts with a picture in someone's brain, right? What about a car? The idea started in someone's brain. It didn't just come. It starts in your brain, and then you work and you build it. So you can visualize anything if you want to do, let's say you want to get better at golf or tennis, or let's say you want to climb a mountain. If you want to climb a mountain, how are you going to do that? First you have to get the idea and visualize it in your brain, and then you learn to train and you take it a step at a time. Or if you want a house someday, you visualize that. If you want to surf, whatever you want to do, it starts with a visualization. So what could be some things that you would want to do or have or experience in your future? Tristan?
To be on stage.
To be on stage? Great. And how does that start? It starts with visualizing it in your mind, saying, I want to do that. I want to be on that stage. And then you work and focus and continue to visualize, and it happens. So have you been on stage?
Yes.
Yeah. That's how it starts. It starts with they call it a dream, but really it starts with a picture in your head and a visualization. Andrew?
A professional basketball player?
You want to be a professional basketball player? Go for it. So you've got that picture in your mind, you work, practice basketball all the time, and do it. Jesse?
I want to become a vet.
You want to become a vet?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So that starts with the dream of visualization, a picture in your mind, and then you work towards that. So really, you can do whatever you want, just like you did with this story, this poem, as you visualize it, and then it keeps it in your memory. So whatever you want to visualize and put in your mind, you can create in your future. When the teacher talks, they use about 200 words a minute. That seems like a lot of words, but you know how many words you can understand and comprehend and write? About 20. So the teacher talks and uses 200 words a minute, but you can only write at about 20 words a minute. So there's a lot of information that you have to hone down, and writing this who, what, when, where, and putting it in your own words will really help you. When the teacher puts anything at all on the blackboard, that's important information, so you should always write it down. And when you're studying then, of course, you need quiet, even though some people love the TV, the radio, computer games, their computer on, all sorts of stuff. How many people study when it's quiet? Good. That really helps, even though people say, I have to have the radio on or whatever. Yeah. So quiet really helps a lot. So also, if you use different colored pens when you're going over your notes or revising your notes from that day and studying for a test, did you know that it will help you recall 80% better by using different colored pens? Does anyone use different colored pens or markers?
I highlight some stuff.
You highlight some stuff? Do you highlight? Or use pens?
I highlight vocabulary and important notes.
Oh, good. Important notes and vocabulary too. Yeah, me too. I mean, I have stuff highlighted, underlined, circled, different colors. So that will help you recall the information 80% better, which is, so it's really good to use different colored pens and that kind of thing. Also, review your notes the day that you took them. So when you go home from school, review your notes, and then also put them in your own words. And like I said, if you can say it out loud while you're writing, that will really help it stick too. But review the notes that day. That's very, very helpful. And start with your hardest subject. It's really easy to start with the stuff that you know, but you get tired a little bit later on. So start with your hardest subject first, and then go to your easiest subject. Does anyone do that? Do you? Good. Andrew, that helps a lot. And the best way to study is to study for 15 minutes only and then take a 5-minute break. Just 15 minutes and take a 5-minute break, then study for another 15 minutes, take a 5-minute break, and then you can review everything the last 15 minutes. But don't sit down for an hour or so and just go straight through, because it's much easier if you take a break, go in the other room, walk around a bit, that kind of thing. And then when you're taking tests, first of all, scan the whole test and then underline what is the important words, like the verbs and what you're supposed to do. Underline or circle it. And then answer all the questions that you know first. Answer the questions that are for a lot of points, like sometimes there's a big essay at the end, so answer those questions first. And then the rest of the questions you can do a little system. I do like 1 star for hard, 2 stars for harder, and 3 stars for the hardest. And then after I go through everything that I know first and write down all the answers, then I go back to the 1 stars that I may know the answer, and then the 2 and then the 3, and then answer those. So we talked about a lot of things today. We talked about how you learn, how to study, how to improve the way you take tests. What did you learn specifically? What's going to stick with you? Andrew?
How that you could do anything that you stick your mind to.
You can. You can do anything that you put your mind to. And exactly what Tony said. If you think you can, you can. And if you think you can't, you can't.
What about
Ceci?
the 6 words?
What are the 6 words?
Who, what, when, where, why, and how.
Great. Great. You can use that.
One small step can help you take more steps
Mm-hmm.
to get to the goal.
Yeah, just start a step at a time, absolutely.
That I can use different colored pencils or markers or crayons whenever I'm taking notes from my teacher.
Yeah, use different colored markers, pens, and circle, highlight, put stars, and that will help you remember. What's the percentage? How will it help you recall? Up to what percentage?
80%.
80%? Oh, you guys are really, really good at listening and learning. Okay, well thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And use these techniques and keep focusing, keep visualizing, and you'll be even more successful than you are at school. Tony wants to talk for just a second. Tony's the inventor of the Smart Vision method, the glasses.
How do I focus my attention? How do I concentrate? You'll all get a picture here today of visualizing your diploma. When you can visualize something, it's like a roadmap. Then you're able to build a house, or you can build anything that comes into your mind. Now, going through life, there are a lot of obstacles. But the biggest obstacle to overcome is education. Now, you can look at education face on and see it as a challenge, or you can turn your back on it. But if you turn your back on it, you're only turning your back on yourself. Every one of you can do whatever you want to be when you put your mind to it. And how do you do that? It's how you think. If you think you can't do it, you know what, you can't do it. But if you think you can do it and you visualize it, honest to God, sky's the limit. You can achieve everything you want to in life. And it's so easy.
Andrew, what did you learn today?
I learned how to visualize and focus more on doing whatever I want to do. And if I stick my mind to it, I could do it.
Great. Thank you. Okay.
I learned that one small step and making can lead to other steps that can lead to your goal.
Jesse, what did you learn?
I learned the 6 words, who, what, when, where, why, and how. And I learned that whatever you set your mind to, you can do it.
Those are good things to learn. So what did you learn today?
I learned the 6 words, and I learned how to visualize
That's good. That's important. And how are you going to use visualization?
on school.
Good. Thank you. What did you learn today?
I learned how to take notes with different colored markers, colored pencils, or pens, or crayons.
And what did that help you do?
be able to understand what my teacher says and remember it.
Good. What did you learn today?
I learned how to visualize so it would be easier in school for me in subjects.
Casey, what did you learn?
I learned how to visualize, and I set my mind to something, I can do it.
Thank you.